Welcome friends. My name is Nitin Nayyar and today I am going to discuss with you about introduction and orientation to soft skills. And soft skills when here because you all belong to the academic teaching career, so we will talk about the importance of academic teaching, soft skills in academic teaching, because uh, just like any other profession, academic teaching also deals with you are going to deliver something to your students and you want them to accept that, you want them to feel secure, you want them to feel good for what you are offering them, and you want them to accept that and enjoy that. And for that, it's not only just about what you know, it's also about how you deliver what you know. So, and the soft skills are all about that. So, starting with that, we have introduction and orientation to soft skills, importance in academic teaching career. Now, just look at the two pictures on the slide and just just imagine for a minute that which educator would you like to learn from as a student. You can see both of them are teachers, both of them are somewhere they are delivering something, they want to teach something, but the behavior and the style they follow with their students are a bit different. And on the one side you can see the child is not comfortable, he is not able to say anything, he is scared and he does not want to tell anything what he is feeling. But on the other hand, the child is enjoying, the child is interacting with the teacher, he is feeling he is secure and he wants to learn more. And of course, if you ask any one of us, of course we like the teacher who understands us, who interacts nicely with us, and who wants to share their caring attitude or the caring behavior with their students. So here I start with a small story where I introduce you to two people. One is Miss Mrinali Ghosh, who is the assistant professor in history. Excellent subject knowledge, excellent fluent in English, MA in history, BHD from Delhi University, 10 years of teaching and research experience, 15 plus publications in reputed academic journal, but having boring teaching style without examples, every time disagree with the students, never agree with the students, creates conflicting situations, never listens to the students or their challenges, and do not allow the students to ask any questions. Now tell me, what is the probability that the students would like to interact or would be enjoying her lectures? Maybe her subject knowledge is vast, very fluent, and she's very good in the facts, figures, theories, but how much could be the acceptability when she's teaching the students? Let's see one other personality, and he is Mr. Mrinal Gautam. He is assistant professor history. He has the average subject knowledge, average fluency in English, MA in history and PhD from IGNOU University, that too the correspondence, 7 years of teaching and research experience and only 9 publications in reputed academic journals. But he is interesting, his teaching style is interesting, he has excellent storytelling skills are there. He disagrees healthily with the students and justify the reason for disagreeing, and agree with the students constructively, resolves conflicts through healthy discussions in the class, and always listens to the students and their challenges. Also, the students ask the questions with him, from him, and try to explore the possibilities, and he always accepts every kind of a question, whether it is logical, illogical, stupid, without judging them, and without any hesitation students want to interact with him. So do you think that he is a bad teacher or he's a better one compared to the earlier Miss Mrinali? No, he is the better one, definitely. Not because any kind of a difference in in his academic achievements or the certifications or the qualifications. It's more about how he interacts and how he responds, how he agrees, how he disagrees, how he interacts with the students, how he is able to connect with the students. That's what makes the difference between the two professors. And of course, students would like to get taught and accept Mr. Mrinal. So looking at these two personalities, if we see what we are going to talk about in soft skills is more about how we interact or how we respond to our environment or how we interact with the students. Because teaching is not about throwing the facts, teaching is not about reading the theories or giving them the information, figures, facts, because nowadays it's a digital world and everybody is having a lot of good information they can easily access through Google, easily access through various digital means available on their computers. Now where the role of the teacher or the role of the academician comes in the life of a student, it's not only about the hard skills, it's more of the soft skills which we are going to talk about in this session. Now before going to the soft skills or the hard skills, let's first get familiar with two of our gifts which are given to us by nature, and they are brain and our heart. They are the unmatchable gifts to us by nature. And why I am introducing them? Because both of them plays a very crucial and a very specific role in developing our personality, and both of them help us in achieving various skills, various attitude or various behavioral responding patterns to us, and both of them help us to grow as a personality, whether we are academician or whether we are working with the corporates. One is the brain, which deals with most of the logical information, where we judge the things, where we analyze the things, we make calculations. But when it comes to the feelings, perceptions, beliefs, opinions, those are the things which we develop from, of course, based on our experience or our exposure to the world, based on how we see people behaving and how we feel that the what are the values or what are the behavioral norms set by the society. Based on that, our heart or our feeling part comes into our decision making. So these are the both the things. As a person, we develop our personality based on these two important organs that are given by the nature. Now where formal education focuses upon, if you go back and see in the history that when you started and when you gone through the various all of your degrees, graduation, post graduation, most of the books and most of the teachers and most of the skills taught to us are based on how we use our mind, how we use our memory, how you retain the things, how you calculate the things, how you analyze the text, how you analyze the data. All these aspects are basically the part of the brain, and we have a good amount of exposure and training, formal education, formal lectures, which trains our mind to respond, to calculate, to judge the things, and to find the logic behind everything that comes in our life. But when it comes to heart, when it comes to feelings, perceptions, when it comes to opinions, when it comes to beliefs, values, we are never given a formal training. And this formal training is what you are going to get in your soft skills, which are going to be taken care by this course. Now, if we simply take the definitions of hard skills and soft skills, I would say the hard skills are the teachable skills or the job specific abilities that can be quantified or measured. Hard skills are more of which you can see, which you can measure, which you can evaluate, and which you can give the scores to your students, and you can find that the one student is better than the other in terms of calculation ability, in terms of engineering abilities. These are all comes under the hard skills, and these hard skills are very well taught to all of us. We have given good amount of time to develop these skills, and there is no doubt that most of us are very good in these. But when it comes to the soft skills, they are referred to the mostly the social ability and how we relate to and interact with the other people. Here the other people are our students, other academicians, other researchers, or other faculty members that we come across when we work as a academic scholar or the teacher. Now, as I told you, what are your hard skills? It's all about logic, analytical part, judgment part, mathematics, medicine, science, or English, or any other language. You can evaluate a person on the language. You can learn the rules of grammar. You can learn the rules of how to use the nouns, how to use the verbs, where to use the verbs, all these things can be easily evaluated because there are set number of rules, set number of patterns which you have to remember, and every time those patterns are to be dictated or utilized in the same manner in the every situation wherever they came across. Now, just think about the soft skills. Soft skills, as I told, first of all, they are not measurable, they are non-quantifiable, and they are not tangible. Some of them are like solving a problem. When we talk, when we think, when we interact with our students, a lot of things comes to our mind. Every time we respond, the same situation comes, but we respond differently. One student comes and asks you the question, you respond differently. The other student comes and you respond differently. All the two students have asked you the same question, but your response to the student is never the same, and this is where the soft skills comes into play, because every time you respond to the same situation in a different manner, because that depends on a lot of other things and not upon the books or the syllabus which you have studied in your academic formal education. If you have two gifts, one is your brain, one is your heart, just think for a minute that who should win out of the two. Do you think that the brain is more smarter than your heart, or your heart is more smarter than your brain? It's never like that, because both of them are going to help you in making decisions, and those decisions are going to decide whether you're going to tackle the situation well or not. It's more of they have to be friends. Your heart, your mind should be friends. And friends means your logic should be well supported with your emotions. Your emotions should be well guarded with the logics to get to the best decision which you want to make in your life. Whether it's decision making, whether you are conversing with anybody, whether you are interacting, whether you are teaching, whether you are agreeing with somebody, or whether you are choosing your best student to support, all these involves a lot of soft skills, including the hard skills, and it's the combination of those which makes you a best successful academician in your career. The other question, that is, are these two balanced? Soft skills is more about balancing these two. Whether your logics, your calculations are in sync with your emotions, your perceptions, what you think about the word, how you interact with the word, and how the word responds to what you believe is true. Now, these two aspects, if we talk about the brain or the heart, they are tied together, and they must be in synchrony of and harmony with each other to give you the best output. And that is where the soft skills comes into play. Soft skills will tell you, they will make you aware that how you can utilize best of the facts along with your emotions, along with your awareness, along with the knowledge of how the world reacts or interacts with you. Based on that, you make the best decision. It's more of a combination of two which makes you a best personality to deal with the situations that comes along with your academic career. Now, subject knowledge can help us to get attention initially. When you first teach students, you may find that the students are very happy to see that you know so much, and you have all the latest theories with you, all the latest statistics with you. But after some time, if you're not able to connect with your students, and if you're not going to give them some value, if they are not feeling secured, then no use in retaining the attention of your students. After some time, they will lose interest in you. After some time, they feel insecure in your session. After some time, they will think, or they will perceive you as a dictator who wants to throw the information on them. And throwing the information can never be a teaching. Teaching is more about making people feel comfortable in learning and believing in them, and making them believe themselves that they can also understand better than what the teacher understands. Just like a leader, a good leader is the leader who creates more leaders, and same way the teacher actually creates more teachers. And when the student listens to you, he should feel more empowered rather than more informed through your session. Now, this course is all about learning how to create harmony between our two natural gifts, whether we are using our logical skills and calculation skills and analytical skills, along with our soft skills like how we interact, how we deliver the information, how we talk about the theories, how we take other people's opinion, how you agree with them, how you disagree with them, how critically you think about the situation, how creatively you look at the situation. All these things, they are come under the soft skills, and that is what we are going to discuss in the coming sessions of this program. Now, just think of soft skills, and two terms are very important which we should remember, that whenever we talk about the skill, whether it is a soft skill or not. First is, the soft skill should be, it is always intangible, and secondly, it is always non-technical. When we talk about soft skills, we cannot see them, we cannot measure them, and we cannot evaluate them. Just take an example. A teacher is a very good communicator, student understands him, and students want to ask questions to the teacher, students want to learn more from the teacher, because the teacher is approachable, teacher is comfortable, teacher gives support and caring attitude, but that cannot be seen or that cannot be measured. How kind you are, how polite you are, and how comfortable you make your students cannot be measured, cannot be seen, cannot be evaluated. It can be just felt by your students, it can be felt by the people who interact or see you when you are interacting with the students, but you cannot evaluate these skills in in yourself or in your peers. Secondly, these skills are non-technical. Nobody can teach you, actually, if practically you think, anybody cannot teach you how to be kind, how to be polite. It can be just, we can make you, these courses can make you aware of these things, and then you can find out where you can apply and how you can apply and how you can make the best use out of it. Because see, there is nothing right and wrong when we talk about the soft skills. If we say to talk politely is a good skill, of course sometimes you have to be harsh, and being harsh sometimes is better than being polite. Sometimes it's very good to speak truth, but sometimes it becomes dangerous. Sometimes you have to say something to make others better, to make to tell a lie also, just to make the things better with your students. Both the situations are neither right nor wrong. It's about what you want to deliver and how you think the situation should take turn to understand the importance of all kinds of behavior. We all are creatures of nature, and none of us is above or superior or inferior to each other. It's more about the diversity, it's more about the difference of opinion, it's more about the difference in values, difference in belief systems that we carry. And every belief system somewhere is made to be comfortable, somewhere it is made to achieve the goals that we pursue. Now, soft skills, another thing is that soft skills depends on your attitude also, that how you think, how you feel, and how you interact with your environment. How you think, although it looks very simple that how you think, but most of us ignore how we think. Most of us actually don't think, we are forced to think. We mostly the thinking happens to us. We are rarely consciously thinking about the subject. The thinking is happening to us. If somebody comes, talks to you in a bad way, how you react is not about how you think you will react. It's more about how you see the society, how the society reacts to that situation. Based on that, based on your beliefs, based on your experiences with your environment, you take the same steps and you react to the situation accordingly. How you feel, also depends not just on what is happening to you, it's more of what situations you have gone through in your life which makes you feel the thing. Some people feel very bad when even if the small even if you scold them with a single sentence, and they'll get annoyed. But some people, they learn. Some of the students, you may talk to them harshly also, but then also they respect you, because they believe that the teacher is always a teacher and they always respect your words. whether they are harsh or whether they are soft words, they always respect you. And then how you interact. How you interact also depends upon what is your background, what is your belief system, and what is your opinion about the student. If you feel the student is good, if you know that the student is academically good, you will feel that it is worth giving time to that student. But sometimes if you believe that the student is not good, if the student is not going to get through anyways, you may not interact with them in a way that you normally interact with other students. Then comes intuition. Intuition is more about what you feel that the future would be, and this also depends on your belief, what you believe and what you value. See, we all say that we have values. I always speak truth, I always eat healthy food, I always do this, we never do like this, in our family it's like this. So all these are our value systems, and soft skills are very much molded by these values. How our family, if you see a simple example, if you belong to a business class family, their values and their system of dealing with the money is different, and when you go to the service family, you'll find their set of values are different, and they behave or interact with the money in a different manner. But that does not mean that one is good and the other is better. It's all about what the situation demands and what they believe. Based on that, you respond to your environment and your audience. Now, as I told earlier also, it's not about the qualifications, whether you are PhD, whether you have done your qualifications from some good university, whether you are IITN or you have done from IIM. It's not about qualifications. Soft skills are not at all related to your qualifications. They are more of your personality traits, number one. Number two, they are never taught formally in any setting. They are mostly acquired through your experiences and exposures, and no formal training is given to the teachers or the professionals as such, because teachers are always taught what they are going to teach. They have gone through rigorous training in their particular subjects, and then they are thrown into the class, go and teach the same things to the students. Students listen to the same information, same facts, figures and analysis, and they never think that whether the students are accepting those facts, figures or not, whether they are updated or not. We just keep on throwing the information that negates people from accepting the teachers. That is why the soft skills becomes important when we talk about the academic career, because soft skills is not about what you know, it's about how you utilize and how you share with your students what you know, and how much your students accept what you know. Now, soft skills, as we said earlier also, it's more of experience of the real world. How in the real world you make your students feel, and what you experience in the real world, that's what the soft skills talk about. Exposure to the situations, maybe the same student has gone through 10 different situations, but every time he has responded in a different way. But every time the response is not giving a right output or the desired output, but that does not mean that the student is not good, or the person or the individual is not competent. Sometimes the same person is bad at one situation but becomes the best at other situation. Why that happens? That is because of their soft skills to develop, to deal with the situation. And the next thing is understanding and awareness about the emotional intelligence. When we say emotional intelligence, as I told that emotions are not about the facts, it's not about the analysis, it's not about the calculations. Sometimes facts, figures, theories support one thing, but your emotions or your feelings are not supporting those facts, and that is where the emotional awareness comes into play. Emotional intelligence is more about being aware that if I'm angry, if I'm not happy, then I'm not happy. If you are aware of that, you will never make a mistake. You must have heard that whenever you are making some big decision, never do that when you are emotionally charged or when you are very angry or very happy, because when you are very angry, when you are very happy, your decisions are bound to be biased, and that is where the emotional intelligence comes into play. Emotionally, you should be aware of when you are making decisions, when you are scolding somebody, or when you are even praising somebody, or you are fighting with somebody, or you are interacting with somebody. Your emotions you should be aware of to make the best decisions. You know your subject excellently, and that is what the hard skill is, and that depends on your qualification and certifications and whatever you have studied in your schools and colleges. But subjects, if you talk about the soft skills, it's more about how beautifully and how engagingly you make the subjects, and how differently you can teach the subject to your students, and how you can use some new methods or new stories or new examples, how you can relate your subject to the other subjects in the other fields, and how interesting you can create stories so that the subject matter gets stuck in the mind of your students, and students will actually take interest in your subject rather than just mugging up or cramming the facts and the theories. That is where the soft skills is all about. Now this course is of course this course is going to make you better in terms of how you agree with your students, how you disagree with your students, and how you differ from your students, and how you become interesting for your students, and how you create interest of your students in your subject, how you respond to your students, how you listen to your students, how you include your opinions in your teaching. This is all about when you talk about the soft skills. Soft skills, they are not countable. I cannot say there are 10 soft skills or 20 soft skills or 25 soft skills which are important for the teachers, because in every situation, in every condition, you will find something new to be learned, something new to be applied as a personality. Sometimes you need to be angry and you have to maintain a distance, and sometimes you have to go closer, you have to understand the other person, and sometimes you have to make a distance from the situation, sometimes you have to enter into the situation. All these things depends upon, as a personality, how you interact or how you deal with the particular situation or with your students. Now it will also, this soft skills, the idea of soft skills will also help you to develop interpersonal relationship with your students, how you can interact effectively with your students, whether your students trust you or not, whether they want to listen to you or not, whether how the students feel about you as a person. Because if as a person we are not acceptable to our students, there is no point of giving information, facts, or the theories, because it's very well said by the researchers as well. People don't buy from you what you sell, it's why you sell, why you are informing them, why you are giving the facts, figures, theories. That's more important to your students. It's not about that you know all the theories, it's more about how they perceive you as a teacher, as a human, as a person to rely upon, as a person who is trustworthy. That these are the things which are included when you talk about the soft skills. How good you are in problem, as a problem solver or as a critical thinker, and how you empathize with your students. Do you think that the students feel that you also think or feel like a student? You must have seen that most of the teachers who are very good or the students want to be with them are not those who are very good in their subjects. They are mostly the teachers who are more like a friends, who are more like the guardians, who understand not just their subject, who understand their students, their belief system and their opinions and their thinking about the subject. Maybe you don't like anything, but your students love it very much. Maybe you are not good at digital using the digital devices, but your students are very good at that. It should not be the distance, it should not create distance between you and your students. You should accept their strengths and you should accept your weaknesses as well as a teacher, so that you can also learn and they can also accept what you have learned in your life. It's more of, because teaching and learning, they are interrelated to each other. They are never alone. Whenever you are teaching, you are learning, and whenever you are learning, you are actually teaching to from whom you are learning. And how you emotionally react with your students, how you relate with the students academic challenges, how you relate with their personal challenges, how much you understand their needs or their wants, and how much you agree or disagree with them in a healthy, constructive manner. And of course, how you manage stress in your life, because managing stress is also one of the important soft skills, because the more responsible you are in your career, the more you should be stress free to deal with the situations, and the more you should be able to handle the situations, the more students should trust you that you are capable of handling all the situations that may come across in the classroom or outside the classroom. And the next thing is, when you are teaching, it is not just that you are teaching what the others have said in the books. It's not about the facts, figures, analytical theories, or conundrums, or theorems. It's not about that. How your opinion comes based on those theories, that is also important for your students, because students, they may have learned from the books what the subject is about, but how the teacher, what is the teacher's opinion, how much you agree with that, how much you disagree with the theory, or how much you disagree with the opinion, that also matters for the students. Because it's always better if they treat you as a role model. If they think that you are just the information center, or you are just the source of the facts, source of books, then actually you are not a we are not a good teacher. Anybody who is teaching just the facts or the figures or the analytical part, they are not just the teachers. Teacher is more than that. Teacher is more about the how much connected or caring you are with your students. As I said, teaching is not about throwing facts, figures, concepts, theories, numbers, as they are already mentioned in the books. These are just information sources and can be gathered by reading books or going to the digital media. Teaching is about establishing relationship with your students or the audience. Teaching is about creating interesting stories around the subject that students remember. And teaching is about relating the subject with the students' values, beliefs, and views about the world. Teaching is about establishing connection. Teaching is about the students' social and psychological paradigm, changes we made in their belief system in a manner that student respects, the student welcome and accept with trust and confidence in a teacher. Teaching, we can say it's about making hard skills sink in students' mind and heart through teachers' soft skills and attitude that cannot be avoided, resisted, or ignored by their students. We can just in a short, we can say that the teaching is about nurturing the student's mind by connecting with them through your heart. Use your heart, train your brain, and care for your students. That's what the soft skills teach us all as a teacher. Now, best teachers, they earn the hard skills using their mind. They train their heart for the soft skills to make their teaching interesting and irresistible. Because if you are not interesting, there's no point the students are going to listen to us. Because students are not just coming for the information, they are coming for connection, they are coming to be accepted, they are coming to express themselves with us. And if we can allow them to express themselves in a best possible way, that's where our soft skills will help us to become better teachers. This is a saying by a student: be with someone who loves you harder on the days you can't love yourself at all. So your student is looking for someone who can understand, who can empathize, who can interact, who can converse with them as a human being and not just as a source of information. Thank you so much. Thank you.